We can tell we're back in the UK, can't we? If you follow the channel. Right, good morning. It's very early, as you can imagine. So we're off today to a new dog walk route. Not maybe new, but it's new to me. So we're going to check it out. So it's Burlingham Woods, just outside of Norwich. So we're going to go and take a look. We're bringing our wellies, because it's been a bit wet. But anyway, come on, let's hit the road and let's try and beat the crowds. So, well, yeah, anyway, come along, travel with me. let's head off to the woods. Okay, so we've just made it to the car park. Now, it is, as usual, whenever I want to do any filming, it's raining. So I'm going to finish off my cuppa. Ta-da. And then we're going to have a little wander around. I just thought I'd let this rain ease off a bit because it will kind of ruin your recording kit. Anyway, cuppa away, as we do on the channel. And I will see you in what will be on here, a quick flash. Okay, so we have made it. And yeah, it's one of them places, if you do come here, particularly this time of year, it's definitely going to be a wellies job. So I've just been putting my old boots on, so you know it's a proper dog walk when you put your wellies on. So I will turn the camera around. It's a very nice, quiet area, and we've not done a dog walk for quite a while. And I thought, now we're back in the UK, and it's nearly winter. Let's have a nice little chill out weekend, and yeah, let's have a nice little stroll. Anyway, let me turn the camera around. I'll show you what the car park's like. I'm guessing you could might get 10 cars in here at a squeeze. We're right next to a church, which we're going to have a walk around first, and then we'll head out and do the dog walk. I've never been here before. I kind of discovered it last night when I was looking at places to go. And yeah, anyway, enough of me waffling. Car park's very muddy. I think it is kind of hard, well, sort of like really hard, compact kind of mud, but if you do drive down here, there is lots of potholes, and obviously where it's sunk a bit and that kind of thing, just to pre-warn you. But it is nice and tranquil, which is what we're after. Anyway, let's, without further ado, let's turn the camera around. I'll show you the car park, and then we'll head straight over to the church. Okay, so that's where we come off. If you go right there and head straight up that way, that will take you to the A47, kind of between Brundle and, I suppose, on the way to Acle. So it's just there. And then if I turn this around, you can kind of see what the track is like, as I was talking about, with a few odd potholes. It is kind of, whether it's sort of, I think it is a kind of a tarmac, but with the leaves dropped to that, it's quite muddy. And then obviously you've got the rest of the car park in between these trees, just through there. And then I guess we'll be heading off that way into the woods. We will have a look at the plaque when we get down there, but what we'll do, we're going to go and have a look at this church first. Right, so we've panned this all the way out. So we've got St Andrews, North Burlingham. Obviously this is another one we can add to the old church list. Let's have a look at this. I'm trying to capture a lot of this before it really starts raining again. As usual, this is the only problem with winter time videoing. Right, so let's have a little look. Nice metal gate. It's just got this kind of latch on, so it's pretty simple. And here we go. Like I said, I've never been here before. Again, just looked at a well-kept church. We've got a few, as usual, the standard older tombstones tipping. Gravel path. Let's just have a little look. I can't. There's some coloured kind of glass, but I don't think it's particularly stained glass. So it will keep us rolling as we go round. Decent shots from this angle. Got to admit, I really should have brought my gloves today. That's really quite cold today. Now the padlock is off. We'll do our usual 360 first, because I like to show you any outside first, and then we'll see if it is open inside. So let's carry on round. Our standard little side door. I do love these little doors. That looks kind of a sort of original. Carry on round the side. Again, I haven't seen any stained glass window, just coloured glass. And I did put my cap on for this, since it's only kind of spitting of rain. But I'm thinking how my ears are getting cold, I might have to put my hood back on. It's not too big a graveyard. I can feel walking round, it is only grass all the way round. But it is quite boggy at the moment. You can certainly tell we've had quite a bit of rain. Then obviously we've got this side as well. Nice little shot. We'll perhaps get some photographs done in a moment. As we can see from here, we've got one tombstone ready tipping really on its side there. Let's just finish our little 360 round. No security mesh. We like to try and find interesting bits when you get some of the older graves, because they really did used to put the architecture onto them now, and they don't so much now. Ipswich Town hat on the grave. Obviously a big fan. Let's just go all the way up to the tower on this side, and then that kind of covers us off. Right, so we're just going to head round and see if we can get in. Perhaps warm up for a couple of minutes. So we'll just follow this gravel path along. So like I said, it's gravel path just past the main entrance, kind to the first part of the side. And then the rest of it all the way round is the grass area. But we have a nice little bench. Right, I will try and see if we can get inside. If it appears on here, we got in. Right, so the church was locked, so we couldn't get in. The first door was open, but we couldn't get in, it was all locked. So we'll give that a miss. Right, okay, so we're going to take a look at this dog walk now, which is what we've really come for. I believe there is, on the way round, a derelict church, I think kind of over the far side, from what I saw on Google Maps last night. So we'll see if we can find that. I have no idea how long this walk is, so I will show you all the delights as we go, and then we'll perhaps have a little natter as well, but I will show you as much scenery as I can, because I know I do get the comments who moan that I'm in the camera too much on my own channel. You know who you are. Anyway, enough of that. Right, let's turn the camera around. I'll do some snapshots and show you this plaque, which I think is a kind of map of where we are and where we're going, and then we'll do our usual thing and completely get lost on an area we've never been to, and show you what it's like. Anyway, come on. Right, so here is the map, just at the end of the car park, which it shows you where to go, and the lots of different bits and pieces there is here. I can already see there is dog bins, so if you are actually doing a dog walk, then obviously you have places you can disperse items. Now, we are just here. We've obviously just been to the church, and then I've got no idea. We'll perhaps go along here and then kind of round this bit here. I've no idea how big this wood is, but we will see. I know there's lots and lots of different woods, and I think you can nearly go all the way around back to that side, but we're not going to have time for that today. So we'll kind of do this part here, and we'll perhaps come back later on. We'll perhaps come back, I don't know, maybe early in the new year, when we can do some more winter walks. So anyway, come on, let's see what we can find. So obviously coming out from the plaque, you've got a path going that way, and we've got one go around that way. There is a dog bin just around there, I've seen. So we'll perhaps go around that way and just see where that takes. I think it just kind of takes us in a circle. We head out that way, but we will see. Now, just travelling along. Obviously the other path goes that way. Now it doesn't join that way, I thought it did, but we'll carry on this way. As you can see, like I said, dog bins. I don't know how many. I'll try and keep a track of dog bins just so you've got an idea, but this one's kind of near the start, which some of these walks I've done before, they kind of just have the dog bins near the start, but I will keep you posted as we go. Anyway, let's see what we can find. I'm sure there must be some nice country shots we can do. We'll have a good old dog walk. Now, I have noticed already, I've just kind of scraped with my foot what the path is, but it feels a bit like a concrete path. I think it's the leaves, because it's autumn, have kind of covered it, and it looks a bit more squishy and mud than what it is. So far at the moment it is still a concrete, feels like a concrete path. I'm sure people in the comments will be able to let me know. I don't know how far the concrete path goes. We will keep you posted on that. I have already seen a wood bench already on the way, so if you do need to stop and that kind of thing, then yeah, you can. Just a quick note on the car park, it's free parking, no charge, but there is no facilities there, so there's no toilets, gaffs and things like that. So it's just a car park and that's it, next to the church. Anyway, bit more notes here, we will crack on. So as I've just said, first little stop off point bench we come to. So obviously it's quite wet today. It has finally stopped raining just, but yeah, nice little stop off point if you need it. And you can see how these paths are nice and twisty and that. So still concrete path I can feel at the moment. So I would imagine if you did want prams, buggies and mobility scooters and that kind of thing, you should be okay. I don't know about winter time, but as you can see, a lot of the roots from the trees are lifting the path up a bit, so it can be quite uneven, just be aware. So I'm assuming you'd be okay with your wheeled objects. But there. Anyway, let's carry on our little tranquil walk. Got to admit, I really love seeing these, like the pine trees and whatever these trees are. Really do love a nice little nature walk. Really is great. It's so quiet here. Really love to chill out for a while, but at least it stopped raining. Okay, we've kind of come to a fork in the road. Now, I do want to go over that side at some point because I think that's where the other church is that way, the derelict one. But I just thought I'd show you this little clearing area here. We're going to carry on this path at the moment. I've just checked my maps. I've slightly still got 4G here on Vodafone, which is, I hate to say it at the minute, amazing Vodafone's even working, but you know, that's another subject. So, but we'll carry on a little bit further on this path to see what we can find, and then what we will do, we will head that way, because I know on the maps I'm pretty certain the derelict church is that way. So we're still carrying along this path. I've done you a few snapshots as we go. Now there is these little sign marks, just little bits of wood and dust on there. I'm sure people in the comments are about to tell me, but look at this review, look. Now, if you want a nice little tranquil chill out time and a nice little autumn walk, I've only passed one dog walker so far, but I think he's took the fork on that road bit I just passed and he's headed out that way. But we'll keep going for a little bit further and see what we can find. Now we're kind of coming close to as far as we're going to get at the moment, and then I think we'll head back in a moment. So we've kind of done that first full stretch. As I've seen as I've gone along, there are still plenty of little bench areas if you want to have a sit down. Fortunately it's too wet today, so we can see. Another little Labrador saying, "Who's that?" Or two. Anyway, let's carry on and just get right to the end. Right, so I've kind of got to the end. We've got someone's property just here, so we'll be nice and quiet there. So as you can see, we just got to the end of the path. Now just to let you know, it was a kind of a sort of concretey tarmac all the way through, which is really good, especially if you know, if you've got mobility items. So we'll take a look around this other side and see what we can find there. And yeah, let's take a look. Okay, so we come to this other side, just through the gate there. We just literally just cross this road here. It does say keep dogs on leads in this part. Now this is a Millennium Wood, and I think we've got a Millennium Wood in Sproston. But there, look at that. What I'll do a photograph of this plaque as well. But you can obviously read some of the information. It's not too good today because it's really quite wet on the pictures, but we'll take a look. We'll have a look on the map and see where we are. I've got a feeling this kind of does join, so we're now just here. Obviously we've come all the way down, so we started there, so we're here now. I think what I need to get to is over the side, so we may have to just come back on ourselves. But what we'll do for the film, we'll have a quick look around the old Millennium Wood. We'll do a little circuit there, and then we'll come back on ourselves, and then we'll come back down, because like I said, I do need to try and find this derelict church. So coming through here, we'll take this left path, just past another dog walker. Now just coming into the Millennium Wood, you've got another dog bin, as you can see. That's two we've seen so far. Right, again, it's that still concrete kind of tarmacy sort of path. I'm sure someone will give me the correct terminology. So we'll head down here, and like I said, I think it does a bit of a circuit, and then we'll come back on ourselves. But do have to say, this is so tranquil and really lovely and quiet. Nice weekend walk. Now this reminds me a bit of our lunchtime walks, which we really must get back to. Oh, nice crisp air. It feels like it's warmed up slightly. We always say slightly in autumn. But yeah, I've got this nice hedgerow all the way along here. Nice cut. These are definitely looked afterwards. because you can see work that's been done. But it's I would imagine particularly certain parts of the year, and if you can get down here either early morning or dusk, I bet you could get some great photographs. Right, I've just come to this section, a little opening. Now we've got a nice little bench here, but we have this in front of us. Now I'm assuming, does that mean that's a protected tree, or there's something obviously important that they've posted that? We'll just come out a bit forward. I'll tell you what, I've just come here. Now I'm no trained photographer, as I'm sure you've seen on the pictures. But I've got to admit, Lee's clearly here. This one here, and if I just slowly move this, I don't want to get you dizzy on the TV. And this tree here, look at this. They tell me that ain't a photographer's dream. Look at that, and we're going to have to get some shots here. Wow. But I'm guessing this must be a pretty old area. But these trees look like they've been there a long time. I think these guys could tell us some stories. But it's just funny, this one's got a circular sort of perimeter posts there, so I'm not sure what that's about. Hopefully someone in the comments could be able to tell us. But anyway, let me get some snapshots of these guys, and then we will carry on. Okay, so we've just come to another fork in the road. Let me just show you this sign. Look at this. Another look. I'll tell you what, you could waste all day wandering around here. Right, so as we can see, Long Plantation that way and Belt Plantation that way. And the Millennium Woods. Now, just have a look at this sign to show you this. Newcastle Uni. Another interesting thing about trees, let me just see if I can get that bit closer. Obviously you can always pause, and if you've got tablets and that and phones, you can always pinch to zoom. But all to do with ash dieback and other research they're doing on the trees, declining ash. But you can read the rest anyway. But they've obviously got these little items there. Obviously keeping an eye on the trees, I guess. We won't go any further. I don't want to disturb anything. We're obviously doing a little project here. What we're going to do, we're going to head back out because I need to get back to that start. And I'm not sure whether, I think our wood is back over that way, which yeah, I know it is. So let me just check. We've got another board round there. I want to try and show you as much as I can. Just keep the old camera rolling. Unless because it's a repeat of that board we've just seen. Or if it's a cut through to where we need to get to, that'd be quite handy. Aha! You are here. Here we go. So another little board there for you. Pretty much the same as the one at the start, just obviously just indicating where we are. So obviously we've started here. We've come all the way up here. We've gone through the Millennium Wood, and we're just at the other side here. But like I said, I think I need to get down to here. So what we'll do, we're going to now head back through that Millennium Wood and then sort of come back down that path. Obviously I'm not going to endure you back to what we've already covered, so I will meet you back down here. Right, I'm hoping my camera lenses are going to hold out, because as usual it's raining again, and I know what it's like for huffing up. Check my Munsley video. We really did have it huffed up there. Right, now this fork in the old track, if you do come on this bit here, it's not the concretey tarmac kind of effect. I think it does look like it's just sort of hard sort of mud, earth kind of thing. So it won't be any good, really, I wouldn't have thought. For, I suppose, summertime you might be able to get buggies and that down there, but definitely not this time of year. So we're going to go back into Millennium Wood, and we're going to head this way and take us back to the start. And but that one is all that kind of concrete. Just trying to give you info as I go, just in case you need it if you come here. Right, okay, I will catch you in a quick moment. So obviously just heading back on our circular path. And like I said, round these, we're still round this bit here at the moment, what I was talking about. Look at these trees, aren't they gorgeous? Right, we do have another bench here, if you need to have a little sit down. Now I'm not sure what this is. In fact, we've got a few bits here. Swap box. Now I've no idea what that is about. I suppose people leave bits here and you swap and change around. No idea. I will let people in the comments ask and let me know and tell me different bits. Obviously we always rely on the local community if they do happen to see these videos. And we've got this here. Now I'm not sure what this is. Looks like some kind of old wicker thing. It's on the chain. Not sure what that is. Hopefully again someone will be able to advise. It looks like it's been there quite a while. But anyway, let's carry on back to our path as we kind of head back to the start on the Millennium Wood. Obviously just giving you a quick glimpse of the woods and where we've just come from. Obviously we've just come that way along the path. But wow, what a lovely wood. And a lovely little chill out kind of day. I think I've only literally passed about 4 people. So we'll carry on along here. I'll just show you a little bit of this before we cut this clip off. But so tranquil. Like I said, it does look all leaves, but I can tell you now underneath it is a concrete path. Obviously there's just our little autumn look. But just had to show you this really peaceful walk. Can't beat that during autumn. Now, I think I might have missed this on the way down. Obviously someone's built either a little den. I know they sometimes do these. We see these sometimes at some of the National Trust sites. Obviously someone's made a start there. Or is it just for drying wood or something for the animals? Who knows? Now, quick recap. Obviously, originally we went that way and then we ended up at the Millennium Wood. Now, you may remember this T-junction. So we're going to head this way now. I'm sure you can remember these logs from earlier. So we're going to head this way, see what we can find. We'll kind of finish that off back to the car park and then we'll do the journey to that derelict church. Now, if you do come this way, this is not on the concrete path. You see so much in nature here, don't you? Sorry, I will get back in a moment. Just got to show you this. Really, I bet that's really good for the insects and all that kind of thing. But yes, sorry, where were we? Yeah, this path is, it just feels like earth, mud kind of thing. So. But we have got still plenty of benches if you want to take a break and have a sit down. And this one here, that they've literally made, looks quite natural, doesn't it? Had to show you this one. Obviously we've got a bit broken off there, I guess. But hey, they've made that so that really fits in with the wood. Well, just to turn this back on, I've got to show you how they've done this wood, how the trees are all in sort of V, like a tunnel kind of thing. Now you know you're going for a proper wood walk. Just love this. Now, have they set this out on purpose like this? Kind of feels a bit like they have. I'm sure the experts will tell us. But I've got to admit, really good, especially on dinner. These are the sort of walks you'd love to do when you've kind of have snow overnight and you're the first one to come through. I've never managed it myself. I've always, if I have found a wood and it has had some snow, you always seem to be the second person down. But you just can't imagine, you're trying to imagine this when it is really winter and snow. It's like one of them kind of sort of winter Christmas scenes. Anyway, come on. Okay, so let's have a little catch up. So we've obviously just come through that kind of tunnel area And we've come to our next plaque. So there is plenty of information boards to kind of let you know where they are. Let me just take these leaves off. So let's have a catch up. So we started here. We've gone all the way through there, across the road, around the Millennium Wood. That's kind of that T-junction bit where we were earlier. And like I said, there's plenty of other plantation and bits. And like I said, we'll Austin's Wood and the Belt Plantation, we'll do that another day. So we've kind of come back round, we've gone on this red kind of line, and we've now more or less back to the car park. So what I will do, I will show you where the car park is, just so you know, for logistics, and then we'll perhaps have a quick walk around this church plantation here. I think that's only a short walk, see what we can find, and then we'll head along up to this other church. So I'll leave this video rolling so you can see where we started. So we've literally done kind of a full circle. You've really, as long as you kind of stick to the main paths, you can't really get lost. It's kind of in a circuit. So as you can see, back at the car park, and obviously where we started on our main board. So what we're going to do now, I believe through here, I think there's a plantation walk. I will just double check that for you, and we will just check that one out. Right, okay, just to finish off, I was really hoping to have a look around here, but it's all private property, so we can't, which that's a real shame. If the owners are watching, I would love to come and have just a look around the old rectory and the old church bit there. I'll try and film what I can. Hope that comes out kind of okay. Obviously it's a derelict building now, obviously there's no glass, but there is a fence along here now, and it has got signs private property, which is a real shame, because I would have loved to have had a look around this old building. But I think this is about as close as I'm going to get to it. What I will do, I'm kind of in the woods next door, so we'll just have a little quick walk up there just to see if I can look around the back maybe. See a hare running through there. Oh, I think I missed it. So a hare just bombed through there. Anyway, let's I'll see if I can get around the back. Like I said, I do respect people's private property. So we're not going to do like some YouTubers do and just go in anyway. I don't do that sort of thing on my channel. So I'll have a look around the back, see if we can get some footage here. If not, then we will call it a day. Again, we're at the back now, but I still obviously can't get through. You can see what's left of some of the graveyard. There's some items there, and as we can see, there is some headstones through there, but it's very overgrown, as you can see. Let me just pan that out a little bit. Obviously that literally is the back of the church, and it's so overgrown. Let's see if I can zoom in. Like I said, you can see more of the bits of the graveyard there. There's a headstone there, but again, there's no way round it. It's all fenced off. Obviously they don't want people going in, which it's private property, I understand that. So I'm afraid we will have to call it a day. Real shame, but if the owners were watching and they did want to, do an invite and to take me around that old church, I would absolutely love that. Right, so we'll finish off here. I'll try and do this before my wind knocks my tripod over. Anyway, Burlingham Woods, just outside of Brundall. I think it's a kind of about sort of 11 to 13 mile out of Norwich, so not too far, and a lovely walk. Absolutely loved it. So you had St Andrew's Church there. We had a look around that. Couldn't get inside, unfortunately. Then we had a nice good walk around the woods. There is a second part to these woods, so I will perhaps most likely do that another day, because there's a lot more to it. Unfortunately, we've run out of time today, and I don't want to make the video too long. And then obviously we tried to get round to the derelict church and now discovered it's all private. Lovely thatched house on the old rectory, but again it's kind of all private, which is a bit of a shame. But if the owners are looking, I'd love to do some snapshots and have a look around the old church. That would be great if you can. Anyway, I will finish off now. It's a nice cold UK, not like where we were last week in Egypt at about 28, but there we go. Can't have everything, can you? We do love our little trips and our little travels and walks. So this is part of the dog walk section. I'll add that into the dog walk playlist. If you are local, I'd love any comments and knowledge that you've got. That'd be really great to share with everyone. And if you are about and you want to go on a lovely dog walk, and that was a lovely tranquil walk, lots to see, and I bet it's great in the summer and spring and all that kind of thing. So we'll perhaps pop back next year around that time. Anyway, I will leave you all in peace. If you do, you know what I'm going to say. If you do like my content and you want to follow me and join along this little travel and journey that I'm doing, please follow along. You can just click the old subscribe button if you don't mind. It is free of charge and no cost. And if you want to help support the channel, you can just click the join, and it's something like, I don't know, 99p a month, something like that. It just helps us get into these little places. But no worries, if you just want to watch free of charge, absolutely fine. Anyway, I will catch you in the next one. Have a lovely weekend, and I will see you very soon.